Hey, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at, whatever time zone you're in the world. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and if you're coming back, thank you for subscribing. Or do I have that backwards? I don't know what I just said. Anyway, we're going to talk about responding to feedback today. This is part of becoming a good manager, a leader, and if you own your own business, whatever you're using it in. Could be used in any aspect of your life. So I'll do this under one of my mindset videos because we have one of those every week. At least I try. So I'm going to go off camera and talk so I don't become a distraction to what I'm trying to say here. And hopefully you'll stay more than 2 minutes because I lose half of you in 2 minutes. So try and stick with me if possible. All right. So the first thing is don't rush to react. Okay. Negative feedback can be difficult. It's not always easy, but sometimes it's necessary, and it can make us more defensive, angry. And while critical feedback can frequently, I had another video on receiving feedback or giving negative feedback, so you might want to check that one out as well. And because it's going to happen in any business that you're in, you want. Or how to give it. Actually, it was how to give feedback, negative feedback. So that's important. So go back and review that as well. And that will also, I'll try and put the link down below. If I forget, somebody remind me. So all these reactions are completely understandable. Another technique is self-affirmation, taking a few minutes to remind ourselves of our own identity besides being threatened. Lessens our response to threat, because you want to learn how to give it, but you also want to learn how to receive it. So it's also important to learn how to give it as well as receive it. So this is the follow-up video to the other one. So the first one is don't rush to react. It is to take a few minutes before you respond. I know it's very difficult, especially if you're angry, to do that. But take a minute, take a breath, and think. And this will get easier as you get older because you'll learn how to do it. And you just zip your lip before you respond. But it does take practice, by the way. All right, get more data. It can be disorienting to learn that people don't always see the way we see ourselves, so we can act on the feedback until we shouldn't act on it until we fully understand where this person is coming from. Go get some more details about whatever they're trying to tell you or whatever feedback you're getting. Ask questions by other people too, if that's relevant to your situation. Because everything we hear is an opinion and not a fact. So you want to make sure you get the facts. What else can I say about this? Sometimes it's better to get accurate perceptions from other people besides ourselves, which are loving critics. They might give you valuable information, and it might help you understand the feedback that you're getting. All right, find a harbinger. This is a person or thing that originates or helps you open up a new activity, a new method, or like a pioneer. And this is significantly improve certain behavior. It could be a leadership coach that can help you to change your perceptions of your behavior if you are reacting to feedback in a bad way. So the plan is to create longer-term strategies to building trust, to get more data. And if you need somebody to help you with this, I can sure do it. You can look me up online on learnthecoach.com, and I can help you with this. We could go through some scenarios and see how you're reacting to it and see if you're giving feedback or receiving feedback in a different, in a good way. It can be harder to change our perceptions of our behavior if you don't understand what it is that you're doing. Sometimes it's just better to sit there and listen when somebody's giving you negative feedback. And you can also watch that video that I just continuously talk about, my other video that I talk about on giving feedback. If you know how to give it, maybe you can get it, receive it a little bit better. So getting critical feedback can be like an exercise in isolation, and because it's uncomfortable, and we tend to avoid people after they give us negative feedback, and I do this quite frequently myself because I don't even like being around negative people, much less negative feedback. So the truth is that it's probably not a good thing, but the truth is that most of us don't want to be around negative people. Critical feedback can be an excellent excuse to reset our relationships, and with the right approach, our biggest critics can become our greatest champions, okay? So those are just a few things. This isn't going to be a really long video, but I just wanted to give you a couple little tips on feedback, again, because we've had another video on this. You thank people for their feedback. You apologize for the part that they played in the conflict. So if it's something at work that happened and you did something and you weren't even realizing that you were doing it, somebody's giving you some feedback. You can't always run from people that are giving you feedback because you might have to work with them. So just reset their expectations moving forward, because you still might have to see them. If it's something that you did, apologize for your part in the conflict. And remember that change is just one option. So ambitious people probably believe there is a behavior limiting their success and they should work to change it. So that's your mindset tip for the day. Behavior is limiting your success, whatever it is, whatever behavior it is, if it's receiving feedback. The best way to manage our weaknesses isn't always clear cut. Sometimes feedback can illuminate your flaws that are tightly woven, that you're choosing to ignore. So the best way to receive feedback is to learn how to give it, for one. And then the other thing is to understand what it is that you did, your part in the role. Try and work on changing it. If it's something you did in your job that you caused a conflict at work, then you should try and apologize, because you don't want to burn any bridges at work. So that's just my tip for the day. First to ourselves, then to others, and set expectations on how we are to behave. We can let go of things we cannot change. It frees up the energy to focus on the things we can change. I don't know if you can get anything out of that, what I just said, but sometimes the best response to critical feedback is to admit our flaws. First to ourselves and then to others, okay? Don't react. It's going to take practice on that, by the way. You don't want to get angry and start yelling, especially if you got to deal with these people all the time or see them again at work or whatever. You don't want to go off and lose your job because somebody gave you some feedback. So just zip your lip, take it, accept whatever it is, and apologize if necessary, and free up the energy to focus on whatever it is that you can change. And remembering that change is just one option that you can do. Be genuinely personable no matter how hard you try. We all have things we are trying to work on, and navigate through your weakness. That's it on this video. I appreciate everybody who stayed till the end. Thank you.